Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me here in week number 11 of the National Football League, breaking down all the games. This one, Arizona Cardinals on the road traveling to Jacksonville to take on the now 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars after securing their first victory of the season last week. So they're feeling really good about themselves. And much like I talked about with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who's to say that they don't parlay that one win into a slew of wins? Tampa Bay was able to stay at home, get another win. Jacksonville now going home after winning on the road for the first time this season. Maybe they could take that win from last week and that momentum gained in that win and get another one against a team that it doesn't play all that well on the road in the Arizona Cardinals, but they've been playing good football of late. They've won 2 straight, and they just come off of a bye. So now they're a little refreshed. They're rejuvenated in this season. Let's see if the Arizona Cardinals can go on the road and take care of business versus a team that they're supposed to be. You want to be serious. You want to be a serious contender for a wild card spot or potentially in your own division. You need to beat the 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. It doesn't matter if this is a home game or away. You got to beat Jacksonville if you want to be relevant in the National Football League in 2013. So here we go. Arizona Cardinals, 5-4. The quietly 5-4 Arizona Cardinals. A lot of people not really talking about what these Cardinals have been doing, but they're quietly moseying along. And this is a chance to get 2 games above 500 and really do some damage. They can get this win. Jacksonville Jaguars, 1-8 on the season, looking to improve that mark to 2-8. These are those dangerous trap games. If you don't come out and play with a higher intensity than the team that is 1-8 or 0 and whatever, you can fall into that trap. Don't play down to their level. Rise above that noise and get it done. Jags strike first on 4th and 1 to convert on a 62-yard touchdown to tight end Danny Noble. Again, don't come out flat and allow the Jaguars to snatch some momentum in this game and feel good about their prospects for winning. You got to dominate them, and this is not the way to do it. 4th and 1, Jags drive the football down, drive stalls out. It's 4th and 1. They're 1-8. They got nothing, and I mean nothing to lose. So they're pulling out all the stops. If they got to go for it on 4th and 1, so be it. They go for it when a beautiful play action fake. Danny Noble is wide open. Everybody wants to go out into the flats. He goes up the field, and Henny hits him in stride, and he's able to outrun the Cardinals defense. I actually thought he was going to get tackled at the 2 or 3 yard line, but he muscled his way into the end zone. 62-yard touchdown. Jags strike first. It's 7-0. And if you're Arizona, don't fall into the trap. That's all I'm saying. Every week's got a trap in it. Don't get caught in it. This could be that trap. Don't get caught in that trap. Cards respond quickly with a drive that ends with an L.B touchdown, and it's 7-0. So Larry Fitzgerald gets involved, and we know how L.B gets down. He was able to catch it, get over the goal line. He's a tough guy. Gets the football. 2 defenders draped all over him. He still manages to get the football over the goal line and get in the end zone. It's 7-0. So if you're the Cards, perfect way to respond to the Jacksonville Jaguars getting on the scoreboard first, going back and getting a touchdown immediately. Don't allow that feeling of hope to sit and resonate with this Jaguars team. Go out, get points back, and let that doubt creep into their mind that they're not winning this game. That's what you want to instill. The notion that they're not winning this game. Don't allow them to gain confidence in this game. Jordan Todman on the ensuing kickoff. Huge return. Leads to an MJD 1-yard touchdown run. It's 14-7. So Jacksonville responds immediately to the response of the Cardinals. They take the lead again at 14-7. Who knew at this time in the game that the Jaguars were completely done with scoring and impacting the scoreboard? I didn't know. I said, man, 2 touchdowns early in this football game. This could be a shootout like they had with Houston a season ago. You know, this Jag team, they can rev it up sometimes and score some points unsuspectingly. So this could be one of those games. Maybe the Cardinals better strap it up. This could be one of those old-fashioned gunfights, and they got to be able to come and get it done. Nope. Jags were done scoring, and I don't think they knew that. I don't think the Cardinals knew that. But deep down inside, I think some of us knew. 14 points this early in the game. That's fool's gold when you're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Rashard Mendenhall runs the football in after Floyd does the dirty work all the way down to the end zone. Rashard Mendenhall puts it in the end zone for a touchdown to knot it back up at 14. For some reason, inexplicably, Rashard Mendenhall is still Bruce Arians' guy. Maybe this is some kind of connection back to Pittsburgh where he was drafted. I don't know. I quite don't understand it. I can't quite understand it. Why he's still the primary ball carrier. Look, I'm all for you not overworking Andre Ellington. I don't think he should be the guy carrying it 24 times a game. That's how you wear a guy like Andre Ellington out. I'm not asking you to do that. But I am asking for someone like Stephon Taylor or someone else to take over the lion's share or maybe split it down the middle with Andre Ellington. This guy right here, Rashard Mendenhall, I don't understand. How many games of 8 carries for 15 yards or 10 carries for 32 yards can you take? And how many late game critical, crucial fumbles do you need before you take Rashard Mendenhall out of the equation? I don't know. But today, in this game, another one of those, 10 carry, 27-yard performances. And it's not all him, but you're telling me that when Andre Ellington is inserted against Atlanta, he goes for over 100 yards, but Rashard Mendenhall gets in and it's 12 carries, 32 yards. I find it hard to believe that the Atlanta Falcons, and they are that bad, are that much worse than everyone else, and that these Cardinals can't run on anyone. I find that hard to believe. But anyway, it's 14-all. And so if you're the Cardinals, way to respond, way to get back to a tie ball game. And now you need to take the lead. You need to get over the hump. You haven't been in front in this game. The closest you've been to the lead is tied. You were tied at 7. Now you're tied at 14. Get a stop. You haven't been able to get that stop after you score to tie it up. You need to get that stop to take the lead, to give you a chance to at least have an opportunity to take the lead. And then maybe you can run away from this game with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, nice drive to open up the second half by the Cards after the Jags punt. But the result is a field goal, so it's only a 3-point lead, but a lead nonetheless, your first of the game. So you take the lead at 17-14. Now that you have the lead, play some defense, clamp down, give yourself an opportunity to run away with this football game. Again, you're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The longer you allow them to hang in this football game, the higher chance you give yourself and the higher the probability is that you might lose this football game, because the longer they stay in this game, the more they start to believe that they have a shot to win. That's when they become their most dangerous. So Cards open up the lead as Michael Floyd goes off on a 91-yard touchdown catch to make it 24-14. And let's talk about Michael Floyd for a second, because this is what they were looking for when they drafted him out of Notre Dame. This is what I was looking for when they drafted somebody to be the sidekick to Larry Fitzgerald. We know he's Batman. He needs a Robin. And I was looking for Michael Floyd to become that Robin, that guy that could take some pressure. You want to double Larry? Fine. Then Michael Floyd is going to kill you. And I've been waiting for him to emerge as Robin. Well, guess what? Batman. Now he's got a sidekick. 6 catches, $193, 2 touchdowns, or at least one for sure. This 91-yarder was a thing of beauty. Breaks a tackle, spins out of another, off to the races. They can't catch him. Big play. This is what the Cardinals need in order to scare opposing defenses. Another guy that they can go to when teams want to focus in on L.B. You want to take L.B. away? Now you got to deal with Robin, a.k.a. Michael Floyd. Glad to see him stepping into that role and assuming it well as that go-to number 2 receiver in Arizona. Carson Palmer had a phenomenal game, but I was waiting. I was patiently waiting. I said, it's coming. At some point, Carson Palmer is going to throw his obligatory interception, and here it is. Carson Palmer throws his obligatory egregious pick, and this was deep in Jacksonville territory. I said, here we go. But he got lucky. Maybe this is some kind of Bruce Arians intuition. He felt, he had an itch telling him, I need to call timeout because Carson is about to do something stupid. Maybe he had that intuition and he called timeout because he might have saved the game with that call, because if you don't call timeout there and that pick stands, Jacksonville is in business deep in Arizona Cardinals territory. And I'm talking about at the 30-yard line maybe. You're already in field goal range for Josh Scobie at that point. And if you're the Jazz, you're looking for 7. And if they get any points there, not just a touchdown, not just a field goal, if they get anything there, they're right back in that ball game, and now it's a one-possession game, and you're in a dogfight once again. Instead, Arians gets the timeout. The interception is nullified. They hand the ball off smartly after that on third down. They punt the football, make the Jags drive it down the field. And as you know, Jacksonville had struggled since those 14 points early in the game to do anything offensively, and they continue to struggle in this game. Chad Henne throws an interception to Gerard Powers, leading to the final points in the game as the Arizona Cardinals tack on a field goal and win this thing 27-14 in Jacksonville. Solid win for the Cardinals. Nothing great, nothing fancy about this one. Just solid football from a team that's supposed to be able to beat another team. And the Cardinals were supposed to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they went in and took care of business. Again, doesn't have to be pretty. I was once told by a wise man, don't be pretty, don't be cute, be good. And that's all the Cardinals needed to do here, is be good. Don't be pretty, don't be cute. Don't try to blow these guys out and in turn allow them to hang in this football game. Do all the fundamentally sound things good. Carson Palmer didn't turn it over. Rashad Mendenhall didn't fumble. You didn't have any egregious plays by this Cardinals offense. Special teams didn't let you down. And so you put all those things together in that bunch. You play solid football. You complete passes. Carson Palmer, outstanding in this game. Over 300 yards passing. Very high completion percentage in this game. You do all of the little things right, and you don't step on your own toes, and you go out and you execute against a bad football team, you will win 9 times out of 10 in this league. When you execute against bad teams, they'll do enough to let you win the football game as long as you do what you're supposed to do. Cardinals do that in this game, and they extend their winning streak and make their record that much better at 6-4 on the season. And again, stockpile these wins. It may not be good enough to win you the NFC West. With how good the Seattle Seahawks are playing, might not be good enough to win you this division. But don't look now. But the San Francisco 49ers, who we'll talk about in another preview down the road, ended up losing in New Orleans. And so they're 6-4 in the season. You're 6-4 in the season. And you still have those guys coming to your place later on in the season. That could be for potentially a wild card spot in the playoffs, or that could potentially be for a 5th or 6th seed. Who knows? You just got to keep winning football games, and that's what you did in this game. Great job by the Arizona Cardinals getting it done. These are a lot of those type of games where it's tough because you're supposed to win. Everybody has you winning. You got to go out and make sure that comes to fruition. If you're the Jaguars, look, you got to win. Would have been nice to stockpile another one, but you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this is what happens. You got to try to get back on your horse and see if you can get another victory, and who knows when it'll come. But you got one under your belt, and like I said, that's more than I thought you probably were going to get this year. I saw you being a winless team this year, so to get one last week, got that monkey off your back. I like Gus Bradley. I like what he's trying to instill in this team. Now you just got to continue to build, and it all goes back to the quarterback. You need a quarterback. And until you get that, you'll have outcomes like this for a while. And so that's going to be your number one objective in 2014's draft. Get a quarterback. So now what you need to be doing is finding surrounding pieces that you trust moving forward into next year. Guys like Mike Brown, Cecil Shorts III. Who knows what Justin Blackmon is going to be? Maybe you need to draft another receiver. I like Danny Noble. Add him next to Mercedes Lewis. You got some really solid tight end play there. A couple of receivers that you trust. Ace Sanders is coming along. So you just keep finding pieces that you can realize that they'll be moving forward with us as we continue to try to build this Jacksonville Jaguars roster from the ground up. So Just continue to do that. Maybe a win or two will come your way while you're finding your niche and carving it out in this league. But until then, keep pounding, keep trying to find out who's going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar here in the near future and into the far future, and keep surrounding this team with pieces that when you get that quarterback, you can just take off, hit the ground running. So that's going to do it for this installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Thank you for joining me. Come back and join me because I've got a lot more games to break down in week number 11 in the National Football League.